Canada Post workers remain on strike for a third day. It began on Friday with over 55,000 employees joining the picket lines. With more on this, we're joined by the Canada Post Union's national president, Jan Simpson. Thanks for joining us, Jan.
Hello, Amandalina.
Let's get right into it. For those who don't know, what's the dispute and what are workers demanding?
So we've been in negotiations with Canada Post since November of 2023. We're negotiating for fair wages, improved health and safety, to retire with dignity, and expansion of the public post office.
Okay, and you went straight into a full-scale strike. Why?
Well, Canada Post really didn't give us any choice. They changed our working conditions. They took away our benefits. They also are laying off workers currently.
The government has appointed a mediator. What are your expectations of this?
We've had mediators at the table with us since August, and we look forward to working with a new mediator that will be there because we know the best way to get to good collective agreements is those negotiated at the bargaining table.
Okay. And the strike comes ahead of a busy holiday season. Why has it gotten to this point?
Well, because we've been negotiating with Canada Post since November of 2023. We tried our best to avoid having this drag out for such a long period of time. So when Canada Post comes to the table with realistic demands and works with the union, we'll be able to negotiate collective agreements and we'll have a bit more stability for the Canadian public, from our workers, as well as for Canada Post to expand services at the post office.
And of course, you've been talking to some Canada Post workers. Maybe you can give us some insight as to what they're saying, how they're feeling in this time.
Well, I've been on the picket lines. I'm heading there right after this interview today as well. A lot of the members are, they're upset that Canada Post hasn't come to the bargaining table and negotiated fairly with them. Postal workers throughout the pandemic worked, and we extended our contract for 2 years, and we've fallen behind. And Canada Post had agreed that this round of bargaining that they would help workers to catch up. Nobody wants to be on a picket line, but at some point we got a really strong strike mandate from our membership, and this is what we're doing now. So hopefully next week, when we go to the bargain table with the new mediator and the old mediators, we'll be able to negotiate two collective agreements that represent what our workers need and what the Canadian public needs, and also what Canada Post needs. Because Canada Post cannot expect workers, which actually labor costs are down. They cannot expect to fix the problems that Canada Post has on the backs of these workers.
So as this continues, what sort of disruptions could we expect if it persists?
Well, we're still on the picket lines right now, and we're going to be there. But on Monday, we go back to the table with a new mediator to see what we can do. So hopefully, well, like I said before, we'll be able to get two collective agreements in place that, meet the needs of everyone involved.
And in terms of disruptions, though, to the postal system, how do you see this affecting it?
Well, we're trying our best to get back to the table to stop what disruptions are happening currently. And we wish that Canada Post had come to the table with, fair demands earlier on. Like I said before, we've been negotiating since November of 2023.
Well, this is obviously affecting millions of people at a crucial time. Global News has heard from charities and small businesses. What would you say to those who are watching?
The same way how workers kept your products moving during COVID, we want to keep your products moving again. So we're looking forward to negotiating contracts and getting things back to normal. And we thank you for the really important work you do. But postal workers also do important work. Taxpayers do not pay our salaries. We're actually taxpayers within the community. So those dollars are being missed as well while we're on strike.
Okay, shifting gears a little bit now, there have been concerns regarding Canada Post's dwindling revenue streams. Do you think the organization needs an overhaul in order to better serve its customers and retain existing employees?
Canada Post wants to expand to 7-day delivery. They already have the ability to do this. We have come to the table and offered assistance to Canada with how they can do 7-day delivery, and they keep saying no. So Canada Post has, before the strike happened, they had been investing in new equipment to help them be competitive against other companies. But as soon as we began to negotiate, they had a loss. Canada Post has still paid all their management bonuses. They built the new plant, Albert Jackson plant, after the first Black Letter Care. And of course, we're proud of that plant, but we're not proud of the health and safety issues that exist within there. And this round of bargaining, we need to fix those health and safety issues within that location. Also, they bought new fleets. They did not consult with the union, and these trucks are sitting across the country, not being used in parking lots. And as I mentioned before, they're also taking bonuses. Any good company would not be taking bonuses if they're claiming that they're not doing well.
Okay, Jan, thank you for your insight. That's the Canada Post Union's national president, Jan Simpson.
Thank you.